Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Easter next week already. I can't believe it. I have so much going on. It's crazy. And I thought, what am I going to make this week? And it's got to be a dessert. I haven't done any for a while. I did one last week and we're going to do another one this week, especially because it's Easter. And we all like pies. So let's make a low-carb ricotta pie. Ricotta cheese has been on sale lately and I just kind of go in little phases of, if it comes on sale I try it, and I keep working on making recipes with it or finding some online. And this time I found it online at lowcarbyum.com. She has excellent recipes and we're going to try this one and see what we think. So let's get started and I'm going to show you how to make it. So the first thing we're going to do is, I've got almond flour and I already bought it made into flour. Lots of times I'll take almonds themselves and grind them up. And on lowcarbyum.com, Lisa, she's the author and the person that has this blog, she says sift this. Well, I tried using my sifter and it wasn't working very good, and mine's pretty fine, so I think we're okay there, but we'll soon find out. And she recommends 3 tablespoons of a sweetener, and I'm putting 2 tablespoons of powdered erythritol into my recipe. So I'm just going to mix this all up. And she actually did hers right in her pie plate. My pie plate's not that deep, so I decided I would just do it in a bowl first, and I'm wearing a rubber glove. And also let's add in a 1/4 teaspoon of, I'm using Himalayan salt, and your choice of what you want to do. So that's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I've just mixed this up. Now the next thing we're going to do is, I have 1 egg. I beat it. I don't think you have to, but I just thought it'd be easier if I did. And I've got a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I have a 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. So I've got my glove on just in case I want to knead it a little bit. I might not have to. We'll try it and see what happens here. So we're going to mix this all in. I probably didn't need that glove. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to get my pie plate. So I have a glass ovenware pie plate here. Let's put our crust in. Get everything off here. I guess my glove is going to come in handy so I can press it. And hopefully we can get it all pressed in here. Might take a few minutes. So I'll work on this and I'll be back with you when I've got it all put in as a pie crust. Okay, so I've got it all pressed in there, and I think the big thing is trying to make sure it's all even. You don't have it too thin in some areas, and a couple of spots I do have thin in the areas, but we'll see what happens. Now I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for approximately 10 minutes, and we're going to continue making the filling. So I've got another bowl, and I need 15 ounces of ricotta cheese, and when I convert it, that's 425 grams, and we have 300 grams in our container here. You can see the container. So I'm going to use 1 whole container, and I'm going to use half of another one, and I figured that should be pretty darn close to the measurement. If I can get it all out of here. And then we're just going to half this one. Oh, I just slopped all over. Did you see that in the video? It just flew. There, I just cleaned up my mess. There was a little bit of liquid in the container, and it splattered all over the floor. So the next thing we're going to do is, I've got 4 eggs that we're going to put in here. And I have a teaspoon of vanilla. A little bit in the bowl here, we'll pour that in also. And I have a cup of erythritol. Now in her recipe she's saying a cup of some sort of sweetener plus 2 tablespoons of any other kind of sweetener. I'm just going to put in the erythritol. I didn't get this powdered yet because I just bought it at the bulk barn and I wanted to get this recipe done. So I am just going to put in a cup. Now erythritol isn't as sweet as sugar, but I always find everything seems to be so extra sweet, so I'm going to take my chances and not put it in. And then I have a tablespoon of coconut flour, and that tablespoon of coconut flour will kind of help thicken it up a little bit. So we're going to take our electric mixer. I'm just going to kind of mix this up a little bit so I don't have it all over the place. And we're going to mix this up really, really well. You can hear the grittiness of the erythritol. You can use other sweeteners also, that's up to you, but I just really thoroughly enjoy erythritol and I use that in most of my recipes. So. Okay, now I'm just going to give it a little taste. It's not overly sweet, and I guess that you have to make that decision as to what you want to do there. I don't need it super sweet. It's nice. Nice flavor. Really nice flavor. Okay, so now we have one more step to go. Now, when I'm looking at this, seems so runny, and I know that we're baking it, and I have half of this ricotta left over, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm changing the recipe up just a little bit. There's a little bit of liquid in the bottom of this one, and I'm going to throw it in. And the reason I'm doing this, because I found, I don't know much about ricotta cheese. I never did, and then I started using it in recipes, and I've been quite happy with it. But it goes bad really quick once you open it, and I've got half of that, and I got, what am I going to make with it? So I'm throwing it in the pie. So we're going to beat this up a little bit more, and then I'm going to put it in the pie filling. There we go. I think I'm going to be happier with that. I could be making an error, but it's trial and error, and I'm trying Lisa's recipe. I'm just going to see that to me is a better consistency. So we'll see what happens. So I use 600 grams, 2 containers of the ricotta cheese. So we're going to pour it into our shell. So I've let my crust cool. It's still a little warm, the dish, but it's cooled down quite a bit. So now I'm going to add in our filling. And that maybe that little extra that I put in, I can't put in because of how full it is. But I'll put it in a little ramekin dish and I'll put it in the oven also. So it's going to go in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. So here is my low carb ricotta pie, and it was from lowcarbyum.com. I got this recipe from, so we are going to give it a try and see what we think. Now, if you can see here, my crust just on the edge got a little dark, a little too dark, I thought, and I wondered if I should possibly maybe put foil over. You know, sometimes you put foil around the edges to keep your crust from burning when you're baking your pie. So that is a suggestion that I recommend. I'll do that next time. I put a little bit of whipped cream on here to make it pretty and have a little bit of extra flavor. So we'll give it a try. Okay, there's your crust on the back. Now when I did take it out, the first piece, some of the crust was sticking on the bottom of the pie plate. Nice flavor. Now, it's like a cheesecake, kind of like a custard, and I did do some of them in the ramekin bowls. and it was kind of in between a cheesecake and a custard. Very nice flavor. I think I would even maybe try and put a little bit of lemon in there with the rind and give it some extra flavor too, but it's delicious just the way it is. Quite like it. So I think you should give this one a try. Great recipe for Easter. Very good recipe for Easter. And you can find it on lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. But before I go, I just wanted to mention something. In one of my other videos, I did tell you that I do furniture. Also, you know, I do the blog here and then I do furniture. And on my Facebook page, Furniture Junkie. But I've joined in a Facebook page. It's called Furnished. F-U-R period N-I-S-H, Furnish Canada. And then they have also in the States on Facebook, it's also Furnish, just Furnish for the Americans. You should go on and check out the furniture that people are redoing. They're beautiful. There's so much talent. It's unbelievable. And I would love it that you would like and start following and sharing on Furnish Canada and Furnish, which is in the USA. And it's on Facebook page. And you can see it here on the video, how to spell it, and you can check it out because it's amazing the work that these people do. Just amazing. Anyway, if you would like to go to Low Carb Recipe Ideas and try this low carb ricotta pie, that would be awesome. It's great for Easter. You could even put berries on top, different kind of things. You take care and I'll see you soon, and happy Easter everyone. God bless. Bye now.